This conference will now be recorded.
So today we'll start with company creation process. So if you want to create a company, by default, Microsoft will provide you one company called DAT company. So if you go to application, if you have taken license from Microsoft, so because you are the partners and you are taking license from Microsoft and you are giving to client. Okay, you are the, I mean to say, partner company. You are working in a Microsoft partner company. So you are going to collect the license from Microsoft. Whenever you have taken license from Microsoft, then this USMF, DEMF, the sample data, it will not be there. So it will not be completely blank. It will be available as one company, DAT. Look at this one. If you go here, there are many companies actually. There are so many legal entities. There are so many companies created by like Microsoft and sample given. But in real time scenario, if you have taken a license from Microsoft, you will find one company, DAT company, company accounts data. You will find only this company. By default, it will be opened this company. Okay. Now the first responsibility for you is in this company, in this DAT company, you can go to organization administration, collapse all, organizations, legal entities. So you can click new and you can create company. So the first legal entity where it is available means organization administration, operating units. The path is organization administration module, organizations, legal entities. So in this, you need to create a company first. In this, you need to create a company. So can anyone tell me like your favorite company so that I will create the same company? What are the company you want? So don't we have anyone? Anyone?
How about Amazon?
Amazon. Private Limited, something I'm creating. So APL, Amazon Private Limited. Now immediately you need to select the country, for which country you want, wherever the country you are implementing, that country name. Okay, click OK. So the first one is legal entity we have created. This is the first step. So once it is created, you need to select language. So for practicing purpose, try to select ENUS. So I don't know for which languages in the demo environment it will be available by default. It will be a majority times available. For some of the areas it may not be exist. So my suggestion is select the language. Select the language. By default, if it is a demo system, my suggestion is first ENUS. If you want really play with the system, you can try with later, but initially try to create with ENUS only. Language you need to map. So once it is mapped, that's it. You don't do anything. Here there is address. We'll see address what it is. Now this company address I need to fill properly. So for this, once the company is created, automatically it is IAPL. If it is 2012, I'm suggesting you close the application and refresh. Open the application. If it is this one also, it will be refreshed. So my suggestion, it is not mandatory in D365. If you close and open, it will be refreshed with the data. Of course, in D365, it may not impact. In 2012, it is impacted because the company related to specific tables that should be creation is required. Most probably in 2012 previous versions, it is better to close the application and open. But whereas in D365, I don't think so. It is not required. But I'm just habit. That is the reason I'm doing this one. It is not mandatory in D365 because it is web application. Okay. Once it is created, next organization administration. Next one is global address book, addresses, address setup. Next one is address setup. So same organization administration, global address books, addresses, address setup. Here organization administration, global address book, addresses, address setup. Addresses, address setup. Here it is most important. In this, by default, the third tab, it is available country masters. Country master, it is available. Now, if I'm filtering by, can anyone guess what is the country name for Dubai? Dubai is a country name. Anyone guess?
Oman.
No, UAE.
Oman, Satya.
No, UAE is a country. UAE is a country name.
Yeah, Oman is the
Oman.
Oman is another country. I stayed in Oman. I stayed in Dubai.
United States of Arab.
Yeah. Oman is another country. So
It's part of UAE, right?
No, it is not a part of UAE. UAE is a part. UAE is 7 states. UAE is having 7 states. One is Sharjah, another one is Dubai, another one is Abu Dhabi, and UAE capital is not Dubai, it is Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is the capital. Okay, fine. So now you are thinking like Dubai country name is UAE, United Arab Emirates. As the country name is United Arab Emirates, but country code is not UAE. Look at this one. United Arab Emirates country name, yes, but ARE. Country name is ARE. What is this means? International standards. As per the international standards, their country code is, this is entire world they are following. If you are going to export or import, you need to write ARE. It is not UAE. Of course, abbreviation is United Arab Emirates, the country name, but country code is ARE. Okay, if it is Oman, it is OMAN, Oman. OMN. All are 3 digits. If it is UK, if it is UK, it is United Kingdom. It is not UK, it is GBR, Great Britain Republic. GBR. The country name is, as per international standards, it is GBR. So 3-digit codes, it was by default given by Microsoft. Don't create your own country master. I'm telling you, don't create your own country master. System has flexibility. You can create a country master, but don't create. Why? So country localization, country specific localizations, the entire country specific localizations are developing by Microsoft is in this country codes only. Okay, how many country specific localizations available by Microsoft? Let me show you. Here, look at this one. Australia, Hungary, Poland, all this 3 plus 3 plus 3, 10. Total 30 country specific localizations are exist. So the country specific localizations, whatever it is there, those was developed by Microsoft in this 3-digit codes. If you leave this one and if you are creating a new country master, means you are losing the entire localizations. Now it is 30 country specific localizations. Suppose Microsoft enhanced one more country localization developed, then that will be developed in this country master only. So that is the reason. First thing is, as per the international standards, the code is same across the world. There will not be any change. So don't change the country or don't create new country. By default, Microsoft, whatever it was given, then that one you try to use it. Okay, so if you go to Brazil, so there is BACN code is mandatory for them. So there will be states in this. So first one is country code. So don't create country code. Whatever Microsoft has given to you, provided to you, that try to use the same country master. Don't do mistake. Okay, next, once it is created, you need to create states. You need to create states. So for this, so I'm going to Brazil. Very rare scenarios I'm showing you. Brazil. So for this, some specific mandatory fields may be exist. Intrastate code, I don't know. So country specific features, Brazil country will have some specific functions and Russia will have different specific functions. So those things will be available by default in the system. So first one is state. Next, if it is USA, you need to create county. If it is India, you are going to create district, because in India we will follow districts. Okay, and then city. These things you can create. City, state, county, these things you can create. And look at this one, group of houses. This group of houses is mandatory for Russia. This is for Russia. It is mandatory. Group of houses. Land plots. This is also for Russia. It is mandatory for Russia. And group of plots. Plots also, it is mandatory for Russia. So these three are specific to Russian localization. So you need to create your own masters. I mean to say, apart from country, you can create state, county, city, district, whatever you want. Even zip codes also, postal codes or zip codes also you can create. Okay, once it is created, you can go to address format. You can design your own address format. You can design your own address format. You can create plus, add, you can minus, you can remove. So how do you want address format, you can define. Once it is defined, this address format 001, 002 like this, you can attach to the country master address format. Understood? It is not it is simple to do it, but it is, don't neglect on this process. Don't neglect. So this is one of the important tasks you need to do it. Country masters don't create, and all remaining all are you need to create, and you can attach address format to this country master. Understood? So that is one of the important step. Once it is done, you can update the address here in the legal entity, because in the very first you are not going to update the legal address of this legal entity. Once this address setup is done, the required information, you are going to update here the address. So you can go to legal entity, once again go back to legal entity, or you can do address setup first and then you can create legal entity. That is also fine. These two are the preliminary steps if you want to create a company. You can click on edit and addresses. You can add zip codes automatically, everything will be updated. Any doubt here till now?
So in the country master, you key the country, but the county and all of that stuff will be automatically loaded, right? It will come loaded into the system.
So I'm not sure how many for how many states and counties was by default provided by Microsoft. I'm not sure, but as per my knowledge, maybe for USA related data may be provided. but I'm not sure about this one because I have not taken new license from Microsoft and not done till now. So that is the reason I have not verified. Most probably it may exist about that states. I'm sure for India it is not there. Data is not there. For other countries it is not there. But for USA, because this is from the product is from USA, they may have provided states, counties, and cities for USA. I'm expecting, but I'm not sure about that one. Okay, Kumar.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Anyone?
Yeah, it is localization. Whatever I'm selecting the localizations. So that is that is we cannot change it in after, correct?
Because you are starting a company in USA, can it be moved from USA to Australia all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Can we move? It will whether it will be moved from USA to Australia?
No, it's not possible.
So the same thing, because your country is USA. The reason behind where you are starting your business means the client where it was started, that country you are selecting. Am I right?
Yeah, but the localization based on the tax itself, correct?
Everything is based on the country. Am I right?
Yeah, that's way.
Yeah. So that is the
Once
country. Yeah. Proceed.
once selected the particular country, that one is reflected in the taxes. For example, USA has a lot of taxes, so they automatically configure the tax itself. And India also they have different kind
Yes.
of tax, so that's also you can configure, correct?
So if you select the country while creating a company, if you select the country, automatically that country specific localizations will be automatically filled. I mean to say the forms will be loaded in the system.
Can you show me the address setup again? Which one is important?
See, in the address setup, there is no there is no much changes. My suggestion is only don't create country master. That's it. Remaining all are you can create. It is simple. So only country master, whatever it is provided by Microsoft. Suppose you don't like ARE, United Arab Emirates, you don't like, then so you can like ARE if they have, and you are creating a new UAE, United Arab Emirates, then localizations like Saudi Arabia, it was developed. The same localization is using by ARE also. I mean to say Gulf countries, entire Gulf countries are using the same country localizations. That will not be populated in the system. Understood?
Yeah.
Hmm. Clear? Any doubt? I hope it is clear now. Okay. So next, once it is done, next one is number sequences. Number sequences. Now, if you go to any module, I'm going to
Which one I
account.
can select? Which one I can select? The localizations. Can you show me again the address setup?
No, in this you are not going to do anything. While
Oh, okay.
creating a company, you need to select where the company is available. Whether the company is in India, whether the company is in USA. Because if you are implementing this product in UK, then you need to go to, you are going to travel or you are going to stay here and you are going to create GBR. Am I right? Country.
Yeah.
So if you select country, by default, the country specific features will be defaulted. No need to do anything. But my suggestion is don't create country master.
Country selecting means while creating the company, correct?
Yes, yes, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Now accounts payable module, collapse all, setup, accounts payable parameters. I'm sorry.
you are saying that after selecting country, all the parameters will be by default selected. Country, I mean local language or everything, localization. So in case of India, what it has been set, English
So
or something else?
yeah, actually, see, language you can usually we will map ENUS. ENUS for specific countries. Suppose the example like for Arab countries, some companies some companies in Arab, like I mean to say Europe, sorry, Gulf countries, they will take license for Arab. Then if you select Arab, automatically it will be entire application will be changed to Arab. In some countries like particularly UK, in UK they will use ENGB. The language is ENGB. If you
Okay,
map ENGB, what happens, this module name is, rather than accounts payable, it is uh, vendor ledger.
okay.
The name, the module name will be changed to some other. So small changes will be there. So if you want to play with the system, you can play, but first I'm suggesting you try to map ENUS first.
ENUS.
Practice with the system. Once you are confident, you can play with the system your own.
Okay,
Make sense?
yeah.
Now, so if I go to module like parameters, number sequences, because it is a new company, there is no number sequences. There is no number sequences. If I go to accounts receivable module, set up accounts receivable parameters. So if you go to number sequences in the last, it will be so many number sequences are there. It is blank. If you go to general ledger module, any module, I'm just telling you the modules what regularly we are using. So ledger setup, general ledger parameters. Now if you go to number sequences, it will be blank. So for every module, number sequences are blank. If you want to create number sequences one by one, it will take so much time. It will take so much time. Maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days if you want to create. Now what I'm doing, I'm right clicking here, view details. Any module is fine. Any module parameters. Here it is not like AR, G or AR, AP or GL. It's not like any module. Click on new, generate. Click on generate. Now it is preparing to create number sequences. For this, it is around 430 or 440 number sequences will be there, around 425, 430 number sequences will be there. All these number sequences are preparing the system. This is available in 2012, 2009, every version it is available. Generate button. If you click generate button, yeah, yes,
Where
please.
do you pick the generate button from? Accounts payable parameters, is it?
Now I am in account general ledger parameters. Any parameters is fine. Any parameters is fine. Now I have clicked on general ledger parameters.
So for general ledger parameters, when you click the generate, does it generate the sequence for general ledger elements, or does it generate the sequence for all the other modules?
For all the other modules, it will create. It will generate for all modules. As I told you, all modules is around 425 or 430 number sequences. I don't know exact count. It will create for all modules number sequences within 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's it.
So if you want to create the number sequencing like by let's say for the customer creation customers, we want to start the number series with the 2.
Yeah.
And for the vendor, we want to start with the number series with 4. So how we can set that?
Sure. So I'm coming to that point. First now, like we will create for all number sequences. Later, definitely I want whatever system proposed number sequence I don't like for few transactions. What are those means particularly? One is customer number sequence I want separately. Vendor number sequences differently I want. And sales order number sequences I want differently. For purchase order number sequences I want separately. For customer invoice I want differently. I mean to say sales order invoice. Purchase order invoice numbers I want separately, and then packing slip number sequence I want separately. Then we can modify or you can create new number sequence and you can attach. That is your wish. Already existing number sequence, whatever it was created by Microsoft, you can modify or you can create new one and you can remove that old one and you can attach new one. Both options are available. In real-time scenario, definitely you need to do it. For customers, we need to change number sequence. Vendors, sales order, packing slip, invoice, purchase order, product receipt, invoice. Next, sales quotations, number sequences, RFQ number sequences, purchase request number sequences. Like whatever you learned, purchase agreement, I want separate number sequence. Sales agreements, I want separate number sequence. Because Microsoft, what it will create, APL-00001. For every account number sequence, it will create APL-0000 like this. So I don't want the same number sequence for all masters or all transactions. I will modify wherever I want. Make sense? So rather than creating for 420 one by one, more than 430 number sequences, what I will do, I will create one by one. Make sense? I will modify. I mean to say, rather than creating one by one, I will modify wherever I want. So this is one of the biggest tasks to you while implementing what is the number sequences client interested. You are going to propose. For customers, it is APL-C-0001. For vendors, APL-V-0001. This is I am proposing you. Then let me know your favorite number sequence. So this is one of the tasks you need to collect information. You need to propose first to the customer, then you can modify. If it is suppose this functionality, like I'm going to implement this product, suppose for 200 companies, 300 companies. In that case, majority companies, they don't want to change number sequence, because if you want to change one by one, it will took so much time for all these legal entities. It is waste of their time. I don't want whatever is proposing, I want to continue. Then it is fine. If the customer wants, you can propose at least. Okay, I'm clicking next. See, look at this one here, APL dash hashes. All are APL only. All number sequences, it is creating APL. So whatever it is showing BR for this one, neglect this one. This is a small kind of bug kind of thing. Okay, if I'm clicking next, you will see the numbers for each module, how many. It is not 617 and 611. This is a small bug. It is repeating. Why it is repeating, I'm not sure. This is also 24 or 25 number sequences, max to max 30 number sequences. AP for 30 and AR also it will be 30, because it is showing for other modules also only for these two. That is the reason it is showing like this. But each module it is showing 16, 20, 25 like this.
Numbering will be start from this. These are the prefix number.
Yeah, APL is the prefix dash 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 dash.
Satya, can you go back one screen, please?
Yeah.
So you see the smallest and the largest in the column title? Are those the limitations, or if we can improve? So those are like 6 nines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can we go to 7, 10, or what is the system limitation?
So we actually, this is 20 characters, up to 20 characters it will be allowed. Not this one limitation. This is limitation on this number format. This format is up to, it will allow up to 20 characters. Understood?
So that means APL is 3 and hyphen is 1, 4. So that will be like 16 remaining.
Not remaining 60. I'm not going to use entire 20. I may use 12 characters. I may use 13 characters. I may use 15 characters. Your wish, max to max, it will allow you up to 20. That's what I want to tell you. Here, 9 digits plus dash, it is 10, plus 3, it is 13 digits. If you want, you can count.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
Assuming that Amazon is doing a lot of business, and if they run out of accounts receivable, then you can come back and reset in the same way, or you have to do different method to reset it.
I will show you. I will show you that one. But this is only for creation. Only one time job. Once it is created, we can modify whatever we want. Okay. Let me finish this one, and how to modify or how to reset, we can do it. But this is for all modules it is generating, because in the back end there are so many things that will be, see, suppose questionnaire. So it is not required. Inside there is a root, there is sales, there are so many things inside. Number sequences will be there. Those number sequences in the front end, you are not going to use much impact on that one. So that is the reason we are creating completely whatever it is proposing. Can I click finish?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So once it is finished, it will take, once you click on finish, it may take 1 minute time. It is processing to update number sequences for all modules.
Satya, I just want to know what is the significance of these numbers, like payroll 6, process distribution 2.
This is
repeated numbers also. If you see questionnaire 2 and
6 number sequences, it is updating. I mean to say that module as having 6 number sequences like this one. So this module is having, suppose 1, 2, 3 like this, around 18 or 15 is there. Those numbers.
Okay, module wise numbers are okay. So
yeah.
2,
okay.
If repeating, then it might be the number sequence for 2 different modules.
Yes, exactly. Now if I close and open, then automatically number sequences will be there. Go back to the same form, general ledger parameters, because general ledger parameters also will have, suppose 15 or 20 something, 15, 16, whatever it is there, all the number sequences are filled. Not only this one, it is filled for all modules. Number sequences, it was filled with all number sequences. Understood? By default. Now,
so
for vendor,
vendor, for example, those sequence code, what does that mean? ACCO1679.
Automatically they have given, it was given some number sequence. The code was given. It was created by Microsoft. Automatic. Now if you go inside, so for number sequence also there will be one code and one name. Am I right?
Yes. Okay, understood.
Yeah, it was created by Microsoft. Now I don't like this number sequences for vendor. If you look at this one vendor, for this vendor number sequences is, if I go inside, it is showing the format APL dash 5 digits, 6 digits. 6 digits means 5 zeros 1, 5 zeros 2, like that it will create. But I don't like this. I want APL dash V dash 001 so that I can understand. So now 3 plus 3 plus 6, total 12 digits. Up to 20 digits system will allow you. So 20 characters. The entire thing up to 20 characters it will allow you. So now for vendors, I want APL dash V dash 0001, like that I want. Now here, whatever you are entering n number of hashes, whatever number of hashes you have entered, those many nines should be entered here. It is automatically entered. That's what this one means. System will allow you up to 9,99,999. After that, you need to reset once again. Up to 9,99,999. How many number of hashes you have entered here? Those many nines you need to enter here. Okay, now it is automatic number sequence. So for finance voucher transactions, you are going to learn in the next week. For finance related, it should be continuous. For manual, if you want to make it manual, you can make it manual. If you make it manual, system will ask you to enter number sequence for vendor. It will not use this format at all. If you are mapping manual, if you map manual, you need to enter number sequence manually. So for vendor, suppose I don't want number sequence from here, because for Hyderabad vendors, I want HYD 0001. For Suryapet vendor, like for Bangalore vendors, BNG 0001. So we don't have that flexibility. It will create APL dash V 0001 only, this format. Now I want for Hyderabad vendors or Hyderabad customers, suppose Hyderabad customers, APL dash HYD dash 0001. For Bangalore, it is BNG dash 0001, like that. If you want, you can make it manual, and you need to take care about that numbers manually. That is also possible. So in general, we will not make it manual. In general, we will not use manual codes. If you want, you can use it. For particularly for invoices, vendor invoices, it should be continuous. It should be continuous. For customer invoices also, it should be continuous. Okay, this number sequences related information you are going to learn in particularly for finance consultants. It is most important. You are going to learn a lot in like next coming sessions. We will discuss. Okay, before going to proceed, any doubt in this for vendors? Yeah.
Satya, like so the number sequence can be made under location specific.
Not location specific. It is not possible at all. The automatic number sequence is not possible. That's what I'm telling you. Location wise, it is not possible. That is the reason you need to make it manual. If you make it manual, whatever you want, you can create. So if you want automatic number sequences, then it is APL dash V, whatever the format you are going to use it. But it is not possible APL dash HYD dash 0001 if it is Hyderabad. If it is Bangalore, APL dash BNG dash 001. If you want, then you need to make it manual, and you need to enter manually that code. Manually you need to enter. If you want like that, let me show you. Otherwise, I'm making you manual. Suppose I'm making you manual. We'll play with this one later. Okay, because I need to proceed further. Definitely, whenever we are creating a vendor, at that time, most probably tomorrow we are going to do it. At that time, we'll see how to create numbers like vendors. At that time, we'll discuss. Okay, for customers, for customers, I'm changing like number sequences. Only for customer and vendor, I'm changing to recognize number sequences. I'm going to number sequences. Any module parameters will be there. In that, I'm clicking on this number sequence. For customer also it is number sequences is APL dash 001 only. What I'm doing, I'm adding C dash. This is my practice. Okay, I'm mapping. So it is continuous only. There is no manual checkbox selected. So system will generate APL dash C dash 001. Okay. Number sequences are done. The third most important is number sequence. Any module parameters, number sequences generate. Generate button. Don't create one by one. It will take so many hours, so many days it will take if you want to create one by one. Next, fiscal calendar. Fiscal calendar. That means in India, as per our Indian government, we need to follow April to March. April to March is our Indian financial calendar. In USA, they may follow Jan to December, or they may follow July to June, maybe. Microsoft is following July 1st to June 30th. And Accenture will follow from August 1st to 31st July. And some companies, they are following November 1st to 31st October. Country to country, company to company, it will be vary based on the company specific. First one is you need to verify country specific, then company specific. Whatever the fiscal calendar, that calendar you need to define or you need to create. So where we can create that calendar is general ledger, calendars, fiscal calendars, general ledger, calendars, fiscal calendar. So you can click new calendar and you can give the name, whatever the name you want, whatever the code description you want. Always there should be a code and description and the starting date and ending date and what is the name of the financial year and the breakup, 1 month each, 1 month. You can create each month, 1 month. So day calendar also if you want you can create, or if you want week calendar you can select days and you can select 7. Then it will be week calendar. It will be week calendar or month calendar. Whatever you want you can create. Okay, I'm not creating junk calendars, so junk data I'm not creating. So it is already created. Once it is clicked, it will create like this, and you can create new financial year from here. So if you click copy from the last financial year, it is creating. Otherwise, you can remove this one. Then it will allow you to change the end date. Because if you are copying, it will not allow you to modify anything. If you are doing like this, then suppose the financial year in India from April to March it is there. For this year, it is April to December only. Next year onwards, it will be Jan to December. If it is that case, then I can use it. So I can modify the
Why
end date.
are you not creating the new calendar?
It is created already. No, I don't want to junk data. That is the reason I have not created. You can create. It is simple working only. Here I'm not creating because there are already calendars are there, so many calendars. That is the reason I'm not creating. You can create in your own. Yeah, it's not a complex, because I'm providing training the same to so many batches. If I'm keep on creating this information, it will create so many. That's it. That is the reason I'm not clicking on or create. That's it. Okay. So now for 16 it is there, 17 it is there, 18 is there. I'm creating a new calendar, new year. For this calendar, CAL calendar, I'm creating new year, suppose. So here you can click no, then automatically the same format whatever it is there, but you are creating under calendar. Okay, simply click create. It will create for 2019 CAL calendar. For CAL calendar, it is 2019 is created, and it is period 0 to period 30.
But the starting date and it is different. You already mentioned 2018, correct?
Yeah, 2018 to 2019.
But what about in current year, like means 2021?
So we need to create like this, because it was started with 2016. We need to create like this, 2020. Next 2021. Like this you can create. Simple.
But normally I require physical calendar about for January to December means. Well, because they are creating to April to March, correct?
So there are so many things. That's what I'm telling you. Here there is one more calendar, fiscal. So this is Jan to December.
So as per in Microsoft using physical only, not for calendar, correct?
So Microsoft is following the July 1st to 30th June. There are different calendars.
No, which one they are using for calendar or cal? Sorry,
No.
physical or cal?
So I'm telling you, Microsoft, they are using some other calendar, not this calendars at all. So here, this company is APL, this company is USMF. I'm not telling like USMF. So if it is Microsoft in real time scenario, Microsoft is using July 1st to June 30th.
Okay.
Okay, Microsoft is using. But here, sample companies we have. So whatever you want, you can create. Like, because I worked in many companies, that's what I'm telling you. Accenture is using August 1st to July 30th, 31st. Okay, so they're based on their country of origin, where the head office is available. Based on that, they will proceed. That is the reason in Accenture, the appraisals will start in the month of September or October, and it will be end by December, October, November or December. So many companies is in the month of April, May, they will do appraisal process. I mean to say February, March, they will do process, and from April onwards or May onwards, it will be, you will get appraisals. But so country to country, company to company, it will vary. You can create as per the company. You can create the calendar.
Once go to New Year, just go to New Year. See, in the starting New Year, it is showing for in gray. They won't allow to change.
It will not allow, because the last day of the previous year +1 will start. You cannot create.
Okay, can you tell me how to can change for this one?
Which one you want this date?
Yeah.
It is not possible at all. How it will be? Because the last year is 31st December 2022. Then next year should be start with Jan 1st 2023. I cannot start the company from February to 1st 2023. Am I right?
Yeah, in case they enter between, they're changing to physical year. For example,
let me finish here. Now, if it is financial year is changing to some other one, like example, like the same calendar. I told you the first one, the same. If you go to calendar, I have taken example like India. Okay, now this year it is, now they are going to change financial year from April to March to Jan to December. Am I right? This is your question.
Yeah.
So now in this case, this year, at least this year or last year, you need to close by December 20. Like this one, you can delete. You can delete the 1 second. I'm deleting this here. I'm deleting this here. Now I'm creating a new year for 2021. I'm creating new one. It is the starting date you cannot change. This is April 1st only. But end date I want to change to 2020 December 31st. Agree with me? Make sense? You will do like this. Then it will create for 9 months. Next year onwards, it will be Jan to December. Clear? Are you able to hear me? Anyone respond, please? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Yeah. So like this, you can proceed. You cannot change suddenly. Like it is 1 year, it should be 9 months only. If you want to change the calendar, definitely for 1 year, it should be 9 months. Am I right? Make sense? Fine. I hope it is clear. Any more doubts in this calendar? It is simple. So remember, it is 14 periods, 12 plus 2. So like April 1st to April 30th. And last month is March 1st to March 31st. But there is 31st March to 31st March is there. April 1st to April 1st, there is one more. This first one is opening. First one is opening. Last one is closing. Last one is closing. Remaining all are operating. So that opening and closing you will understand at the time of year-end process. I need to explain you one of the function year-end process. At that time I will discuss with you about this opening period 0 and period 13. Okay, period 0 and period 13 will be discussed in the year-end process. Normal periods 12 periods, period 1 to period 12 is created. If it is SAP, it will be 16 periods. Along with 12 periods, my SAP is providing 4 periods extra in SAP. So of course 2 is enough for us. That is the reason Microsoft is providing extra 2 periods. The 2 periods, period 0 and period 13, you will understand this one during year-end process. I mean to say this will be covered in next coming sessions, not now. Okay, at that time we'll discuss. Fine, I hope it is clear. Any more doubts? The calendar created. Calendar is created. Next, once the calendar is created, next one is financial dimensions. Next one is financial dimensions. Yeah. Anyone has any doubts? One is chart of accounts, another one is financial dimensions. First one is chart of accounts, another one is financial dimensions. First, chart of accounts. So I'm in APL company, general ledger module, chart of accounts, chart of accounts. I have not created any chart of accounts. By default it is available. Why it is available? The reason behind, we have companies called USMF, DEMF, all this company data, it is available. That is the reason it is available like this. In standard, it will not be there. It is your responsibility to create some set of chart of accounts. Chart of account code and name, and then main accounts you need to create. Because chart of accounts is shared data or enterprise level data, we have discussed that enterprise level data. That is the reason it is available by default. Otherwise, we need to create this chart of accounts one by one. There are two options. One is manually you need to create, or DMF, data migration framework. Using that one, you can create. So general ledger, chart of accounts, chart of accounts. General ledger, chart of accounts, accounts, chart of accounts. Sorry, this is accounts. You need to create. I'm going to use the existing chart of accounts, something I'm going to use it, but in real-time scenario, this is one of the tasks you need to create chart of accounts. Next, you need to create financial dimensions. So here, after this accounts, you will find dimensions, financial dimensions. Whatever the financial dimensions you want, you need to create. Give me a second. Look at this one. If you want to create financial dimensions, it is telling like updates to your dimension will not take effect until dimension activation done. We have discussed already. This is in maintenance mode only will be activated. We have discussed. So this maintenance mode concept is available in D365, whereas in 2012, if it is created, it will be by default effective only in 2012. The previous versions. In D365, the whatever you are creating a financial dimension, it is in the initial stage, it will be in the draft mode. It will create as a draft. Later, you need to activate using maintenance mode. Maintenance mode, you need to create, you need to attach. Okay, so it is simple only. If you open the LCS, Lifecycle Services. So Kumar will discuss about LCS later. Yesterday you have initiated that word, but we'll discuss that one later, Kumar. Okay, I will give you some more inputs about what is this LCS.
But yesterday we discussed about LCS also. I think we not discussed, correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Okay. So LCS is a different function. Like it is a site, Microsoft Manager Service site. There we can do it. We'll discuss that one later. Okay. Now, so in that LCS, you can activate this one in the maintenance mode. Okay, that is only one thing, maintenance mode. So the change from 2012 to D365, the financial dimensions will be created here, and it will be in the draft. It is the naming is active is there. Now it will be draft only. Once you activate in the maintenance mode, it will change to active. Then only you can use the function financial dimensions. Okay, regarding financial dimensions, we have discussed a lot in earlier sessions. Please go through that one if you have any doubts. So financial dimensions.
Satya, we are using this virtual machine, right? The VM1. So in that, how to enable the maintenance mode?
Through SQL code.
Through SQL code.
Yeah. So if you want, I will share with you the code. You can make it activate. Maintenance mode off, maintenance mode on. Set maintenance mode equal to 0 something command is there, small command, SQL query. You need to go to SQL query and you need to make it maintenance mode off, and you can activate immediately, and you can make it back to 0 to 1, 1 to 0. Simple. Okay. I will give you that if you want really that SQL query, I'll give you that link. That a small script, 3 lines code, not more than that. Dimensions. I will make it ready tomorrow. I will share with you everyone. If you want, I will copy paste here in the script, the small script, 3 lines code. You are going to change the set maintenance code equal to 0 will be there. You need to change it to 1, and then once it is activated, you need to change it back to 0. That's it. Okay, financial dimensions, general ledger, chart of accounts dimensions, financial dimensions. Okay, fine. So financial dimensions are created. Next one is accounting structure. You need to map accounting structure. Sometimes the name of the form is accounting structure, sometimes it is configure account structure. Configure account structure, both are same. Okay, don't misunderstood. Accounting structure or configure account structure is same. So we have learned this also. We have discussed a lot about this accounting structure as well. So we can create accounting structures. Yeah, we have discussed a lot. We can create the combination of accounting structures, whatever the customer, the client wants, those many structures you need to define. Once it is defined, next, currencies. So currencies, by default, Microsoft is providing currencies. You need not to create any currency. So here in general ledger, currencies. So in this currencies, general ledger, currencies. You need not to create these currencies. By default, Microsoft is providing all the currencies in the world, whatever it is there. Every currency will be available by default. You need not to create any currency. It is not required. Whereas in AX 2009, previous version, oldest version, in AX 2009, you need to create one by one. In AX 2009, everything, country master also you need to create, currency master also you need to create. There is no enterprise level data concept. Cross company data concept is not there in AX 2009. It's a little bit weaker in AX 2009, whereas in 2012 and D365, this was by default, it will be available. Okay, you need not to create any currencies. It is available. Okay. Give me a second. I will be back in minutes. I'm back. So here currencies you can create currencies, but by default Microsoft is providing currencies, whatever it is currencies available in the world. Those all currencies by default it will be available in the system. We need not to create currencies. I want to tell you in the currencies two things. One is China has two currencies. So it is China Yuan. CNY is international currency. It is available by default. Renminbi, this is not available by default in the system. The reason behind that is not international currency, their local currency they are using. So they will use this currency as their local currency. So CNY will be available. China Yuan is available by default in the system. Okay, for if you are going to implement this product in China, then it is required China this currency renminbi something. Okay, and second point, one is euro. Euro is not your local currency, any country currency. Any country currency, it is not euro. Euro is not a specific country currency, and this is for euro there is a reference currency type triangulation is available. This will be enabled, triangulation currency. So this is if you want in like if you are going to implement in Europe, not in UK, then triangulation currency will be come into the picture. So nowadays it is not that much important for triangulation currency, but if you want, I will discuss with you triangulation currency later. So currency is the topic. Whenever I have explained about accounting currency, reporting currency, transaction currency. I told you the triangulation currency is there in the system, but I have not explained, just I have introduced. So once again, I'm not explaining about triangulation currency. Like later we'll discuss on this triangulation currency. Triangulation currency means this one, reference currency for triangulation, only euro. For remaining currencies, that button will not be enabled. So by default, Microsoft is providing all the currencies, whatever the currencies available in the world. For United Arab Emirates, there are like UAE, Dubai, it is AED, Arab Emirate dirhams. For Oman, Oman riyals.
So
Suppose,
what is the definition of this reference currency for triangulation?
So triangulation currency is not a local currency of specific country. You are going to suppose if you are going to pay some amount for take the example Switzerland. Switzerland currency is Swiss crowns. Swiss crowns is the local currency, their local currency. But so they will not take Swiss crowns as directly internationally. They will convert from INR to euros, and euros to Switzerland crowns will have, there is a fixed currencies they will convert and they will use that one. That is triangulation currency. Okay.
Okay, so there is no direct exchange, right? So it is like in between they change to euro and euros to their local currency.
Yes, yes. So that.
But normally we can assign the company currency is like Swiss, correct?
We can map Swiss crowns, but as per their international rules, they will use, see, triangulation currency. Euro is, everyone know about euros, am I right? Everyone knows. For which country euro is there? For which country this currency is? It is around 25, 26 countries, 25 to 26 countries using this currency, am I right? It is a not country specific currency. Agree with me? Okay, regarding this triangulation currency, we'll discuss in detail in future. I'm parking this point. We'll discuss later. Let me proceed. Because company creation process will proceed forever, like so many days. I mean to say 2-3 days. You need to understand. So triangulation currency, if you want really, we'll discuss most probably next coming Monday. One is triangulation currency, another one is LCS. These 2 points, if you want, we'll discuss on Monday, coming Monday. Not now. Okay, I will discuss this one later. Fine. So currencies created. Next, currency exchange rates. Currency exchange rates you need to create. Currency exchange rates you need to create. Currency exchange rates means the exchange rates between euro versus US dollars or whatever it is there, that currency exchange rates you are going to mention here. The exchange rate. Okay. Next up is exchange rates. Currencies and exchange rates. Currencies and exchange rates. Once it is configured, next it is important ledger. So it is in ledger calendar, general ledger, ledger setup, ledger. Let me go to this one. General ledger module, collapse all, ledger setup, ledger. So look at this one, edit. We have created already chart of accounts. We have already created fiscal calendar. We have available like currencies, and then we know accounting structure, everything we are mapping. So mapping chart of accounts, already created chart of accounts. I'm mapping the calendar. I'm mapping the currency, accounting currency, reporting currency. I'm mapping euro, suppose, for understanding purpose. Now, what is the exchange rate type you are using? Default exchange rate. I'm using for all default exchange rate. Accounting currency, reporting currency, and what is the exchange rate between these two for accounting currency, reporting currency, and budget exchange rates? Now you need to map the accounting structures. Whatever the structures you want, you can create. So if you want, you can create and you can map here. Okay, so otherwise let me create my own structure, one accounting structure, and I will map. I'm just verifying rather than existing one. AS one I think I have created. Any structures, whatever you are going to use, that we can map. You have already learned in detail about the structures also, right? So currency, chart of accounts, configure account structures. Let me verify. AS1 is having what is the structure. So let me go inside AS1. So it is from 1002 1999. But let me verify any other structures are there. Okay, in that case I need to create from 1 series to 9 series also. I'm clicking edit, then it will be in the draft mode. I'm mapping to 9999. Okay, first let me make it optional. Later, if you want, we will play with this one with the mandatory or optional. So both are optional. Okay, and then for this one, I have missed this one 9, and I need to click on apply. Then only it will update here. Okay, now it is in the draft mode. I'm clicking on activate. Then it will change to activating. Click OK. Initially it will be activating, later it will activate, later active. Sorry, it will become active. Now it is activating.
So this one was the one that we had to create in maintenance mode.
No, it is fine. This is, it will not create any problems. Financial dimensions, only financial dimensions. Creation of financial dimensions is the maintenance mode. But accounting structure will allow you. You can create at any point of time. There is no issue. Okay. Fine. Now, ledger form. Sorry, go back to ledger or ledger form. I'm mapping this structure whatever I have created. Click OK. So always once it is done, this related required information, the fiscal calendar has been updated. We recommend to run the recalculate ledger periods. Try to run this one. It will not take less than 1 minute. It will not take much time. It is only less than 1 minute only. It will do it. It will be finished in less than 1 minute only. So try to click on this recalculate periods if you are changing anything. If you are changing anything, click on recalculate ledger periods. Okay, this will not take less than 1 minute. Comment site will take less than 1 minute. I'm sorry, I'm using the negative statements too. Okay, so it is most important. This is ledger form is, if you are comparing with human being, this is head of the human. Without head, human cannot survive. In the same manner, without this one, you cannot work with the application. Dynamics AX, if you want to use it, then ledger form is important, because chart of accounts is a shared data, fiscal calendars are shared data, currencies are shared data, everything is shared data. For this legal entity, what is the chart of accounts means? You can come here and you can verify. If you go to accounting structures, there are many structures. Which structure is belongs to this company? How can I know? From here I cannot. Which structure is using for this company? You can come here and you can see what is the structure it was mapped. In the same manner, chart of accounts, fiscal calendar, currencies, exchange rates, these are so many available in the master's form. So you can go to here ledger form, you can understand whatever it is, whatever it was mapped, that calendar is there. Now look at this one. Now currently it is allowing to modify. It is allowing to modify, but later on you cannot modify. Let me go to USMF company, which we are using regularly. In this, it will not allow. If you click edit, chart of accounts, accounting currency, reporting currency. These three masters cannot be changed in between. If you want to change, you need to close this company, you need to open a new company. This chart of accounts and then accounting currency, reporting currency, in between you cannot modify. Understood? It is freezed. Once if you post any single transaction, it will not allow to modify. Understood? Currently system is allowing, because we have not posted any single transaction, system is allowing to modify. But once any single transaction is created, then you cannot modify. You cannot modify it. Fine. Ledger form is mapped. Next, general ledger parameters. General ledger parameters. General ledger module, ledger setup, general ledger parameters. In this, you need to make it rounding maximum penny difference for accounting currency, for reporting currency. You need to map like a rounding rule 0.01, at least 0.01. If you want more, you can map. So maximum penny difference means for this one is automatically it is for accounting currency. Maximum penny difference, penny rounding in reporting currency. So it is not only 0.01, it may be anything. What it means? So 20 by 3. Can anyone help me on this one? What is the value?
6.336663.
Now I want to the system should not display like this 6666. Will not display. It will display 2 digits. So at that time I want like this. This is rounding rule which you have learned in during 8th 9th standards. If it is rounding is 0.10, then this will become 6.70. Agree with me? One decimal rounding. If it is rounding to number, it will become 7. But usually the best practice is 6.67. That is rounding rule 0.01. Understood? Make sense? So we'll use this mapping. Now it is mapped. Actually, in the table level, database level, 20 by 3 equal to in the database. This is in the front end application. It is 6.67. But in the database level, it will be stored like around 15 digits. around 15 digits it will be stored. Now there is a difference. Agree with me? In the database level, it is showing, it will display, it will be stored like this, but in the front end it will show here. I mean to say, in the application we have only 2 decimals anywhere, whether it is a price, amount, anything, you are entering only 2 decimals, but not possible like 3 decimals or 4 decimals. Of course, for some countries it is required, particularly in Gulf countries. If it is a Qatar kind of area, Qatar or Oman, they will have 3 decimals. It is 1 real equal to 1 Oman real is equal to 1000 paisa for them. So that is different scenario. You can extend that one, but normally in the entire world it is 2 decimals only. Now actually in the database level this is stored, but in the front end it is storing, like it is showing this one. The difference should be posted to somewhere else. The difference should be posted to somewhere else. So for that whatever you have mapped here, this differences, we need to map some ledger accounts. It is general ledger posting setup, accounts for automatic transactions. Okay, writing down, let me write down this one. Accounts for automatic transactions. This is available in general ledger posting setup. This is accounts for automatic transactions. This is one of the important key function we need to map. Okay, the difference between these two is 0.00 33334 something. Okay, the small, very small, minute decimal values. So don't click new, not required. Click new and mapping one by one. There are many things here. There are many things. It will be confusion to your mind. Click on create default types. So here you need to map the differences, penny differences. It is most important. In general, we will map for all these accounts. At least minimum you need to map. What is this means? Vendor invoice. While doing vendor invoice, if in case this kind of calculation comes, automatically it will be adjusted and it will be posted to the difference amount to this account. So you are going to do a customer invoice, sales order invoice. At that time, if the differences are coming, it will post to this account. At the time of cash discount calculation or vendor cash discount or customer cash discount calculation, or during consolidation process, in different processes, if you want, you can map. So it is better to map for all, but if any client is objecting, you can remove for error account. For error account, I don't want. Some clients, they don't want error account. It should post. It should stop the transaction. Then you can remove this one. But remaining all, you need to map. This is your wish. If it is any customizations are there, some because of customizations, if it is hitting error account, it may post to this account. If you want to stop rather than posting the transaction, I want to stop, then we can delete this one. This is depending upon the client situations, but remaining all accounts you need to map. This is minimum accounts you need to map. Minimum accounts you need to map. What is this means? the difference between these two amounts means very, very minute level. This is database amount, database calculated amount. This is front-end display amount. These two differences will be posted to this account. Understood? Any doubt here? So many people, I saw so many clients, so many consultants, they will not map this one and they will get error message like accounting currency 345.23, reporting currency 345.23 does not tally. The reason behind here it may be calculated 1, here it may be calculated 2, or here it may be 168. It was calculated 2. So in the front end, it will show only 2 decimals. This will not be displayed like this. It will be displayed. Then you will get error message like this kind of error messages. So many for a new company, definitely if it is any amount, odd amounts kind of this calculation, particularly if it is a prime number 17 calculation, then there is a chance like this coming differences. So then you will get error message like accounting currency, reporting currency does not tally, but both are showing the same amounts. Why it is throwing error message but does not tally, does not tally, does not tally? The reason behind, you have not mapped these accounts. It is must, you need to map the accounts. It may be required for some more also. Suppose during the freight charges, if it is some differences are there, then you need to map for freight charges also, for taxes also. There are many things, but minimum you need to map at least like this. So if it is a charges, it is order freight. There may be some for freight charges also. So while doing freight charges, if it is differences are coming, then you will map this account. Of course, this is it will not be alphanumeric. So if it is a freight calculation, at that time if you are getting find this kind of issue, you need to map like this. This is minute value. So this is based on your requirement, you are going to add it if you want, but it is whatever it is showing by default, create defaults types. For that you need to map the accounts. I'm getting I saw so many clients, they are not, I mean to say consultants are not doing properly this setup. Because of this setup, clients are facing a lot. Initially they may not get it, this kind of issue, but later on down the line, if they are posting some transactions, some prime numbers or some calculations came across like this, they will get errors. So the solution is this one. Clear? Any doubt? Next one is batch transfer rules. Okay, batch transfer rule. Next one is in this batch transfer rule. So look at this one, batch transfer rule. By default it is scheduled batch. Try to map asynchronous. Actually, if you are trying to map synchronous, it will throw error message. Look at this one. Synchronous option is depreciated. Use either asynchronous or scheduled batch. Synchronous means I'm comparing with traffic. Synchronous means it is available in 2012. In D365 also 7.0, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3. 8.0, 8.1, it is available. In D365 10.0 onwards, the Microsoft has removed the synchronous option. So what is this synchronous and asynchronous? Asynchronous and synchronous. Synchronous means continuously traffic is there. If you are going to office at morning 9 o'clock, if it is a normal situations, if you are moving from JNTU to high-tech city, you know the horribility. Move 1 second, wait for 2 seconds. Move 1 minute, wait for 2 minutes. Move 1 minute, wait for 5 minutes. Am I right? That is synchronous. That is synchronous. You are moving along with traffic. Asynchronous means you are waiting to clear the traffic. You are waiting for the clear the traffic. Once it is cleared, then you will move. That is asynchronous. Scheduled batch means rather than every day I'm scheduling a batch, means the process will be executed for offline at the end of the day. I want to execute this process, then you can map scheduled batch.
That scenario only for GL or for all the modules?
Okay, I'm coming to that point. Now, this is for which transactions you are going to use it. Okay, so this is applicable for purchase order invoice and free text invoice. This is applicable for purchase order invoice and free text invoice, not for sales order. Sales order, for sales order, it should update immediately without any delay. The reason behind, if a customer is asking account statement, suppose morning at 9 o'clock, I have dispatched one invoice, I have sold one item and I have dispatched and I have invoice. Now at 1 o'clock, customer is asking account statement. If I'm not including that account statement to the customer, it will impact heavily to me. That is the reason for sales order invoice, it will be posted immediately. This will not impact here. This will not impact here. For purchase order invoice and for free text invoice, it will be affected. Now, what are the documents I want? This will be processed like this impact. Now click on add. There are many documents. These all documents are like this. Product receipt. So earning statements header means it is in payroll. Project revenue, project management and accounting. Project intercompany cost, it is project module. Free text invoice, yes, it is free text invoice. Pay statement for payroll process. Vendor invoice. So like this, whatever it is applicable. In this, you will not find sales order invoice. It is not sales order invoice, it is sales complementary invoice, different. So sales order invoice will be posted immediately, but normal for purchase process and for free text invoices, they are using. These are the documents. So if you want for company specific asynchronous, and if you want for specific document you want to some differently, you can map if you want. Asynchronous means, so you are waiting for the traffic to be cleared. Once it is cleared, it will be processed. Understood? Any doubt here? Okay, I hope it is clear. So batch transfer rules also, it is important. Batch transfer rule, usually I will prefer asynchronous. If it is really your company is a very large company, as I told you, suppose your company is around 100 legal entities, 150 legal entities, then it is better to map scheduled batch, because some hundreds of people are feeding the data at a time. Okay, some hundreds of people are feeding the data, then performance will be come down. So for that, you can map a scheduled batch. Otherwise, you can use asynchronous.
For batch transfers, other than supply chain entries, can you use it for any other functions?
This one, you are talking about batch transfer rules. right?
Yes.
Okay, this is only for subledgers only, not for all.
Okay.
In that also not for all subledgers. It is purchase process, project, and payroll and free text invoice. That's it. Majority, if you observe, it is purchase processes, because purchase processes, even it is after some time it is posted, there is no issue. And project, and then payroll processes. These processes, it is not that much important immediately. It may, if it is posting in the offline after business hours, that is fine. That is the reason they have mapped like this.
Yeah. So which covers all the most of the financial operations, right?
Yes, exactly. You're right.
Thank
Yeah. You can go through this one. You can click add and you can try to study that one. You can understand. Fine. Clear till now? Any doubt? Okay. So GL related setups, the major important setups, we did it. All these things. Okay. Now coming to accounts payable module. Accounts payable module. First one is we need to create vendor group. Vendor groups we need to create. In accounts payable module, you need to create vendor groups. So you can create your own vendor groups. Suppose I'm creating domestic vendors. Otherwise, I will create Hyderabad vendors and Mumbai vendors, something. Anything. This is not your decision. Like a client will provide this data. Next, Mumbai vendors. Vendor group you need to create. Once it is created, you can create a vendor account. You can create a vendor account. Now I'm clicking new vendor.
Here, show me the accounting path for vendor group.
What is that? Accounting?
Accounting section, like means which account need to go to for while do the transaction for invoicing.
Still, I need to explain that one. Please wait for a few minutes. Not for a few
Okay.
minutes. Wait for tomorrow, because I need to map all those things. It is not yet covered. Okay, tomorrow session it will be covered. Otherwise, now itself, if it is possible, in few minutes we are going to look at this one. Vendor account automatically is coming APL-V001. I don't like this. I want Hyderabad customers should be HYD-0001. For Mumbai customers, I want MB or MBI 0001. This is my requirement. In this case, if it is like this, I don't want like this. I want Hyderabad customers HYD 001. For Mumbai customers, MB 001 something. Now, if you want like this, go to accounts payable parameters, setup accounts payable parameters. Because I want my own number sequences, then number sequences. So click on here, number sequence. Now you can change number sequences to manual. If you make it manual, what happens? Now, if I go to vendors, accounts payables, vendors, all vendors, I'm creating a new vendor. Then I need to type manually whatever I want. The code, look at this one, HYD dash 001, whatever you want. System will not give you number sequence, because for Mumbai vendors I want MB dash 001. This is manual task. So usually we'll map it automatic number sequence rather than manual. This is not the best practice. This is not the best practice. So if you want, if customer client is very rigid and he wants a separate number sequence for each location wise, suppose Bangalore BNG 001, you need to remember what is the last number of Bangalore and you need to enter manually this one. This is not suggestible. This is not suggestible. This is not suggestible. It is better to map automatic number sequences. So if it is automatic number sequence, then if you click new, one is cancelled, in between deleted or cancelled, then number sequence it will create 2 APL-V-002. Suppose Radha Electronics and Radha Enterprises. Group for which, whether it is belongs to Mumbai or Hyderabad or whatever it may be, you are creating. So language, whatever you have mapped, that will be populated here. If you miss it, it will not update here. Later on you need to modify, you need to update here. Language is must, you need to map. If it is missed in the legal entity, in that case it will not be populated here. Then you need to create, you need to map manually for this one. And you need to map address and contact information and whatever it is required, you are going to map it. Address you need to map, and this is remaining whatever it is required, you can map it. Address, contact information, and then currency is populated automatically from ledger form. In the ledger form you have mapped accounting currency, that currency will be mapped here. In the ledger form, whatever the currency you have mapped, it will be populated. If it is abroad country vendor, you need to change this currency to, suppose I'm importing from Australia, then you need to map Australian dollar is vendor currency. By default, this currency will be populated from ledger form, whatever the currency is there, that will be populated. Okay, so vendor is created. Like this, vendors should be created. You can use DFM, data migration framework, we can import, or normally we can create, either one. The DMF is techno-functional. Okay, once it is created, so vendor group we need to create, and then you need to create vendor account. Simple. Next, vendor posting profiles. Vendor posting profiles. In another 5 minutes, I will close it. Otherwise, okay, let me show you. So I think who asked? Prakasha, vendor posting profiles. See here in the setup, vendor posting profiles, you need to define.
So we will do the next step with that one, correct?
Yeah, here we need to map. Next step, we need to map vendor posting profiles. Today I will map it. Tomorrow we'll continue in detailed discussion because this is important, most important. I'm creating vendor posting profiles. So we have discussed this one in detail, whether you want group wise or ledger wise. So usually I want group wise mapping. This is the best practice. Each group wise number sequence we need to map. So vendor posting accounts payable, domestics, something, another group, another. Group wise number sequence is the best practice always. So don't look at like I'm mapping Mumbai vendor groups and domestic and this one. So this is, you need to take information from your vendor client, whatever it is required. And once it is mapped with the group level, try to map for one all. All means it will not ask anything. You need to map here. This we have discussed in detail. If you remember, we have discussed group and all. So you need to create vendor posting profiles. Once it is created, you need to attach this vendor posting profile in the parameters, accounts payable parameters. Ledger and sales tax tab. You need to define that whatever you have defined, whatever you have created, you need to attach here. So you need to define vendor posting profiles and you need to map in AP parameters, ledger and sales tax tab. Ledger and sales tax tab, select vendor posting profile. This you need to do it. So the minimum requirement, whatever it is there, we have mapped. Okay, and then general tab, here it is not there. We'll show you some other function later. Okay, so you need to create vendor group, vendor account, you need to create vendor posting profiles and then ledger posting groups. I mean to say, you need to map that posting profile here. Okay, so I'm stopping here for today. Anyone has any doubts?
Can I ask yesterday one sent one message, no? That one how
Yeah.
to resolve?
Oh, which one? Tell me. I forgot.
That is, I'm sent on WhatsApp for like sales that I'm creating, but they showing for about for some output something there, no? Like
So that is actually, if you want, you can share your screen. I will verify because I need to explain you about quality. So let me stop sharing, like stop recording.
Yeah, I can